Hey there, hi there, Aquarius. It's me, Priscilla B, and welcome to your spiritual warfare reading. So, Aquarius, I am just like getting chills right now, just like opening up to this energy, Aquarius, your energy, and this reading. Um, so I felt like maybe I would switch it up today. I'm gonna be reading this magical action spread to ward off any negative attacks on you, Aquarius. I'm gonna be using this runic tarot deck, but I'm also gonna be drawing a card from my food tarot deck. I have like one card left right now, and it is the Knight of Swords. Okay, and I just felt like you needed this today. This Knight of Swords energy and this like food energy. I love food. I am definitely one of those like foodie people. Also, I've been watching like last night. I was like staying up way too late, and I was watching Mystical Kitchen, the last meal, and yeah, it was a really good episode because here I'll just show you on my phone. It's so much easier than trying to remember every single detail. Um, so this guy Matthew Lillard, he played. He was in the movie franchise Scream, one of the OG killers. Also, he played Shaggy in Scooby Doo, the live action movies, which I want to watch now. Okay, like seriously. And I did just finish the Scream franchise. And he said something that really, like, I don't know, it just made me really, it moved me because it was like talking about how he didn't really have or didn't feel like he had an emotional connection to food. Um, but yeah, like the host of Last Meals, and I'm spacing on his name, but I'm gonna get it. I know, I'm so bad with names. Oh, okay, his name was Josh. Okay. That's easy to remember because I have a brother named Josh. Okay, cool. So Josh was telling him, like, asking him, like, what it was like growing up, like, what he ate and all this other stuff. And he was like, that is an emotional connection and everything. And, anyways, you gotta watch the episode. Anyways, I posted it on my Facebook. Yeah, like, I don't know. I just feel like Aquarius right now, there's like this deep inner connection you have to yourself that's like really profound and really eye-opening. And you know, Josh does says something very like, it seems like maybe like too easy of a concept, but it's like it's really profound though when you think about it. And he always starts with this whole thing. He starts with this saying of like, we all have two things in common. We're all gonna die and we all love to eat. That's what he says. And it's true. It's true. So yeah, you know, I feel like Aquarius right now, it's like these two concepts are just not a lot of people spend their day like, you know, thinking about death, right? Or sometimes people don't even think about food, right? But they're there. You know, either way, it's there. So I feel like you're going through something spiritual right now, emotional right now, Aquarius. That's going to really awaken you to something very profound. That's going to really open your eyes to just embracing something inside yourself that's always been there, just maybe never fully tapped into. So with all these spiritual negative energies attacking you, and I feel like you probably had some like not so great dreams. You had some nightmares last night, I feel like, Aquarius. So let's see what this Knight of Swords can bring in and offer us some protection here. And this magical action spread is so interesting because as the reader, I'm drawing with intention a card for you because you're not here. So, and I was just drawn to this card here. Okay, so a magical action is no different from normal actions. It is often a symbolic representation that is shaped by will and intent, and in turn shapes and affects the world. It is a symbol of real action and carries the same burdens and responsibilities, both ethical and facing the consequences of our choices, and in understanding the sacrifices needed by our commitment. And yes, sometimes we do need to make sacrifices, Aquarius. And I just feel like you, for some reason here, you have been making more sacrifices than most. I feel like you are someone who constantly is making sacrifices. All right. So with that being said, I am going to drink some coffee. Okay. So yeah. The intent here. This card is not drawn randomly, but it is chosen by the court. And I am your your what's it? Trying to think of your advocate here. Okay, so I'm drawing the card for you since you're not here. It represents what the court wants to achieve, and I think what you want to achieve is this Knight of Swords energy. Okay, so let's take a look here at this Knight of Swords. So the Knight of Swords handles their tasks with haste. They rush into action and are ready to take any challenge head on. However, they are not ill prepared. Their ingenuity has helped them create new adjustments to their protective clothing and helm. The Knight of Swords seeks out challenges to overcome. Everything is a competition for this person. They are impatient and they trust that honor comes with defeating each challenge. They do not like sitting still and can often be found practicing their skills. They are always seeking to be better. Craft a plan of action, make your move now, burst of creative energy, think before acting. Impatient, out of control, wait until more info arrives, slow down, guard your thoughts, spine rune, clear the path, and remind you that you are making the right choices. Okay, so it's not like you don't have a plan, okay, Aquarius. It's not like you aren't trying. It's not like you can't do something. You do have a plan. You do want to take action. How do you manifest that? How do you see that through? Especially when this is, you want to take action on negative forces coming into your sacred space. Right? So the representation of will. This card and the two that follow are drawn randomly after shuffling the deck. And, oh, yes. Okay. Here we go. Okay. Yeah. So, shuffle this up. Yeah. This is the representation of will. Okay. This is what you can rely on, is your patience and your determination. Temperance is the goddess of balance. Not in the sake of, we're not talking like justice here. We're talking like something else, something inner peace here. And you can see here, this is some beautiful goddess energy. There, she has like a white rabbit. Okay. So, yeah. Yeah, I feel like, what's happening here is that you're starting to see like you're so multifaceted. I don't know what to say. But you, I feel like that's like the word of the day or something. Like multifaceted. Okay. Yeah, multifaceted. Um, because you aren't like subjecting yourself, having many facets, the play of light on the diamond's multifaceted surface. This is a multifaceted subject. Yeah, like I feel like you are like diverse, many, numerous, various, very diversified. Yeah, I feel like you're experiencing something, like you're experiencing something for the first time in such a layered, complex way that I feel like when, because oftentimes we want to stay in our shadow energy because it feels safe, it feels familiar. But what the shadow really is teaching us is that while we do have these dark, complex layers to ourselves where our ego resides, the ego doesn't want to stay in the shadows. It may seem like it does, it may act like it does at times, but really what it really wants is to feel like it can be exposed in a safe way. And there is a safe place, and it does exist. And I feel like temperance is that sort of diverse energy that has so many numerous um, ideas, and like a diamond is, everyone says a diamond is so rare, but really, today modern society and everything, it is very mainstream. Okay, you know, and then there's that song, diamonds are a girl's best friend. Like this has been uh, hyped for so long that you feel like you can't, there's nothing left to achieve, right? I don't know where I'm going with this. Okay. Yeah, inner child. I feel like your inner child. I don't know why. I just want to like add in some more cards here. Okay. Let me just look at this temperance card. Okay. Yeah, there's this need to be within yourself, but there's also this need to be out in the open at the same time. And finding that harmony, finding that balance between, light and dark, right? That is not so much about justice, it's more about temperance, I feel, anyway. So let me get into that for you. And I do have a beautiful fairy message for you from your fairy godmother, because why not, Aquarius? Like, you're one of those signs I think that actually like appreciates that. Okay. All right, let me get it for you. Okay, temperance. Um, so this is the goddess Sif, stands in the middle of a valley between two mountain ranges. Red, purple, white, and yellow wildflowers bloom as far as they can see. Sif's corn gold hair flows down past the tips of many flowers. Tiny purple blossoms flow down from her hair. She wears a suggestive white dress. She turns her head to face someone or something behind her. Her lips are red and she smiles. The sky seems to be recovering after a strong storm. A small rabbit sits at the young goddess's feet. 6 yellow Dahaga's runes hover around Sif's hair as if they were butterflies. Temperance is a complex card. It represents an act of moderation and the art of blending two things to create a third item. The sky in this card shows how a balance between the light and the dark is struck. In Norse mythology, Sif was the wife of Thor. She was known for the harvest and the wealth that came from their bounties. Tending to the land not only provides her life, but it also is a delicate balance between growth and the fallow periods. Sif knew the best times to plant and rotate the crops for the most effective bounties. As for the aspect of alchemy and transmutation, Sif also represents the ideas of temperance. Her hair was legendary. She never cut it, and it was her pride and joy. In one of the Norse stories, Loki cut off all her hair for no other reason than spite. This action enraged Thor and forced Loki to set things right. So he turned to the dwarves or elves for help. They made a replacement hair from gold that would continue to grow like natural hair. Now this is the power of transmutation. Moderation, attentive care, desire to bring balance, alchemic process, restoration, going to extremes, exhausted, intolerance, external pressures, stop compromising. Dahagas, hope, darkness turns to light, anxieties disappearing. Dagas is a rune for daylight. Its shape looks like the wings of a butterfly flittering around. Vikings gave the sunrise praise because it meant another day the gods found them worthy. The sun fed their crops and gave them nourishment. As such, this rune also suggests hope. Those things will get better and the negative situation will pass. Use Dagas when you need clarity in your life. It can help dispel nightmares or anxieties you have. See it as the beginning of a new chapter in your life, that the sands and hourglass are set for your benefit. Yeah, and that's the thing about temperance too, is that like what's happening right now is you are starting to see that you can transmute um, this negative energy, and you can. Oh, what is okay. Anyways, yeah. So I'm gonna pause this. Okay, Aquarius. So this is why I feel like this is why the fairies are like, ooh, we have a message for you. Inner child. The fairies of playfulness remind you to make time to embrace your inner child. Playing keeps us young at heart. Do something silly and fun, but stay safe. I feel like you're doing this, because that's the only way you're gonna really, because your shadow, your ego, that's like your hurt inner child. That's like your Chiron wounded healer. Okay. And Chiron is like this person, well, yeah, like a spiritual healer, basically, like, that would like help everyone. But then no one was there to help Chiron. And then it became the wounded healer because there was no one there to take care of Chiron. Okay. And everyone has this Chiron. Definitely check out my Instagram, Priscilla B Tarot, because I just posted on like Chiron. Basically, it looks like a key. It does look like a very like interesting key. Okay, so it's like the key. I feel like to the key to the universe, your universe. Okay, and the answers you're seeking, really. Okay. Yeah. So, there needs to be a balance, though. That's what temperance is here to say, is like, it's not fair for you to always constantly be taking care of everybody and trying to help everybody, because like who's gonna take care of you, right? And one of this big giant karmic lessons that we have to go through in life is understanding that sometimes we do need to look inwards and find out what parts of ourselves are hurt. What is that part of our inner child that's still suffering, that's still feeling sad or feeling disconnected from life? Okay, and food is life. But I mean, it does sustain us. What is sustaining us? What is nurturing us, right? So this brings in this Empress energy, okay? And this is the sacrifice, okay? We're not saying sacrifice your Empress goddess energy. In fact, that energy is what sustains you. What I am saying is like, stop using that Empress energy to sustain other people when they need to be their own Empress. And people take that so literally. They're like, oh, a woman, a mom, she can heal us all. She can be the one that takes all our pain and suffering away. Let's latch on to her. No, thank you. Right, Aquarius? You're like, I'm good. I need to mother myself. I need to nurture myself. Someone who truly understands that and gets that about you is someone you can trust, right? Someone you can feel connected to, someone who can help you heal. And while you're healing, they're healing. And that is such a beautiful demonstration of temperance, okay? It's like when we're healing ourselves, I feel like those who are healing alongside us or with us, not draining us, right? Not using us, but rather we are mirroring one another. We are mirroring each other. Okay? Hopefully that makes sense to you. But anyways, so this Empress energy, you have to let go of this thing that you're grasping onto where you're like, I have to help everyone. I have to help everybody. No, you don't. No, 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 no. Okay. So Empress energy, okay. The Empress, she has to like take care of the actual children, the actual babies. She has to take care of herself. She cannot be taking care of full grown adults, right, Aquarius? And I feel like what's happening for you is like this energy of this nurturing, loving goddess energy is like, I feel like you're being drained, and that's what's keeping you disconnected, is because like you haven't had someone in your life that can like say, hey, look, like you actually, through this experience that you're having right now, you actually are healing yourself. That person saying that to you is like the biggest white flag you can get. It's like they see you, they hear you, they understand you. They're not trying to like coddle you, and they're not trying to like do the work for you. In fact, a real true like healer, spiritual healer, will do it in such subtle ways, and will do it in such like can't talk today. Like an alchemist, okay? Like they can use like temperance. She can take these two elements of light and dark and create something that is whole and complete. And when you feel that wholeness, when you feel that completeness, that is a sign that you have healed. Okay, that is a sign that you have regenerated. That is a sign that you have been reborn. That is a sign that you have gone through something transformative here. Okay, the goddess Frigg sits in a finely decorated chair. She wears a blue gown and holds a spinning needle against a wheel in her right hand. A white thread spins around the wheel, adding to the spindle at the end. And that's the thing. It's like so many people want you to like keep spinning for them. It's like you have your own work you need to do first. You know those types of people that like come into your like inner sacred space with like, and they like try to get you to do all this stuff for them, and you're just like, oh my god, I just need to do something for myself, and they're not getting it, they're not picking up on it. That's like a red flag. That is someone who's draining you away from your path, draining you away from your energy, and trying to take you on another path, to another place, to another dimension that you do not want to go. And that's why temperance is like, these nightmares that you might be having are very specifically related to like your divine feminine energy, your divine masculine energy, and what you need to do in order to acknowledge both, but not fall into that trap of like doing someone else's work for them, finding someone else's balance for them. Okay? So you might get a visitation from, you know, a really like powerful female figure, and you might get a message from them. They might tell you like, you can send love and light, but you got to sit down, you got to take a break, you have to do your thing now. That's the biggest message I'm getting for you, Aquarius. Okay, so the rune Berkana, oh, it's pronounced Berkana, sorry. Berkana appears at the center of the spinning wheel. The goddess cradles a Viking baby in her right hand. The baby reaches out with one hand to grasp the woman's dress. The goddess's sword and shield rest against one of the chair's legs. It has been painted in white and red stripes. A raven sits on the pommel of the sword. A small chest sits at Frigg's feet. The Empress in tarot represents a creator archetype. They contain the passion to make and build. Their power to imagine and bring it into reality is a potent idea. Usually, tarot limits the process to giving birth to new life. However, Empress energy is expansive. They are spinners of fabrics, the teller of tales, and the artist with an unlimited imagination. They have an eye for design and desires to bring all her ideas to fruition. While this Empress appears young and tame, they are not. All genders of Viking society were strong warriors.
They were all taught how to fight and defend both themselves and their clans with swords and shields. Mothers are fierce protectors when their children are in trouble. This empress is ready to kill for their child. The finery that appears on the chair in their clothing shows the empress has an eye for quality. The chest at their feet shows that they have gained some wealth. Their world is abundant and they won't go hungry. A long staff of hair from the livestock their clan keeps rests behind the chair. They will keep them spinning for many days to come. Upright, abundance, feeling creative, enjoy the beauty of the earth, love yourself, feeling happy and fulfilled. Reverse, scarcity, overwhelmed, feeling scared or stifled, creative blocks. Birth, cycles of life, creativity. Okay. Um, yeah, so if you drew this rune, take care, pay attention and intention to what you are doing. Stop rushing through the process, slow down, and make each move with intent and care. Life is not something to race through. Tend to what you are doing and watch it grow. Okay? And you are watching things grow. You are doing everything with intent. Um, so there's going to be representation of consequences. There's going to be, you know, with any type of lesson when it comes to spiritual warfare, because spiritual warfare is really like energetic vampires coming into your sacred space, trying to suck up all your time, suck up all your energy. They have nothing better to do. And you're just like, like, I feel like, all right, so once you give up that, like, constant, like, need to, like, give to others, then you're going to see rewards coming in for you because now you are balancing that out, okay? And we have the page of pentacles here, okay, Aquarius? So, pretty much it's like you don't always constantly need to be like taking care of everybody. Sometimes you can be the inner child. Sometimes you can be the shield maiden that you were raised to be. Okay. So this page of pentacles. Wow. Okay. Yeah, this page of pentacles. Oh wow. Okay. Let's see. Page of pentacles. Shields. Yeah. Definitely shielding yourself from a lot right now because there's so much energy draining. The Page of Shields describes someone who is in training. This is a person who is setting out to learn how to interact in their environment. Since shields represent wealth and protection, this Viking has a long way to learn how to care for and use their shield correctly. They have a keen sense of hearing, which helps them grow into their surroundings and be more aware of what is going on around them. The senses are input, and the Page of Shields takes it all into their mind before applying it to action. So, observant, defend your ideals, stillness, pay attention to details, focus on staying alive. Reverse, feeling scattered, inventory your actions, beware of thoughts, fantasy, swift movement, spine room brings success as you learn. Double earth, natural power, roots, origin, sense of identity. Yeah, so you're going back to your origins, you're going back to your sense of identity before you had to take on this role of like caregiver, caretaker. Like you do have those skills, okay, Aquarius, you do have that ability to channel that Empress energy. However, it's like you only need to apply that to certain situations and certain connections. Not every single connection requires your Empress energy. In fact, the connections that want to see more in your Page of Pentacles, more in your origin story, more in your warrior spirit, more working on your inner child, more on focusing that balance, those are the connections that really are you're finding a lot of strength in those connections. You're finding a lot of power in those connections because they're not just seeing you as the Empress. They're not seeing you just as the caretaker or the caregiver. They're actually seeing the whole scope of who you are, which is actually a very beautiful thing. And it's also a very rare connection, which brings back to like the diamonds and stuff. And I feel like you are like, most people will say like you are like a diamond to them already, not most people. I mean, like, how do I say it? I feel like there's going to be people who want to add pressure to you because they don't think you're a diamond yet. Those people are not your community. They're not your collective. Those people are adding more and more to you when you already are a diamond. And I feel like there's this thing about diamonds where, yes, society views them as these beautiful, symbolic representations of this classical element. And I think most people will agree that you can have like a million diamonds and you can still not find happiness in that. And I feel like with you, it's like anyone who treats you as like this common thing, or anyone who treats you as this like mainstream thing that is not rare, which is what a diamond is. So there are a lot of diamonds. There is a lot of mainstream energy, but you need to still be respected as this rare, beautiful quality creature and soul, Aquarius. Anyone who treats you as common, anyone who treats you as casual, anyone who treats you as that and adding pressure at the same time is not what you are looking for. Okay, you're not looking for people who are going to add more pressure to your life. You're not going to look for people who treat you as common or casual. You're going to look for people who actually see you as this rare, beautiful thing you are, whether it's mainstream to most or not. It doesn't matter. There is a rareness about you. There is a quality about you that is so untapped, and that is the true essence of a diamond. Anyone who says diamonds, can't be seen as this beautiful quality thing because there's so many of them. Yes, there are so many of them. But are you part of this so many, or are you trying to add pressure to the ones that already are diamonds? So let me kind of like rephrase that a little bit. So diamonds, spiritual meaning. All right, so yes, Page of Pentacles. Tapping into your inner child again, once again. Yes, you are still an empress. Yes, you still have your need to protect your children and to take care of them. But your children are not your clients. Your children are not your friends. Your children are not your family members. Okay, your children are your literal children. Okay, so anybody who is an adult that is trying to convince you to take care of them, no. Okay, you can reference them to your playlists. You can reference them to, spiritual guides and insights and other tarot readers to do inner child work, to do shadow work. But at the end of the day, Aquarius, you have to do your own inner child work. You have to do your own shadow work. You have to do your own light work. So you don't really have the time and the energy to be taking care of everybody. And that's why the Page of Pentacles is your shield maiden warrior energy. She is putting up her protective shields, her boundaries in place for a reason. And she's saying, go off, do your work, right? I'm doing mine, you do yours. And that's it. That's all there is to it. So yeah, that's my message for you, Aquarius. Don't feel bad to tell people they need to go do their own work, because that's just how things are and how things need to remain in order for you to stay in temperance, in order for you to stay in balance with your own light and your own shadow. Okay, that's my message for you, Aquarius. Love and light always. You are the light in the night. Take care now. Bye.